Hey everybody, welcome back to SferaRealEstate.com as well as DanSfera.com. My name is Dan Sfera. I'm a licensed realtor in California. I can be reached at 949-415-6256. You can call or text me there. This video is the foolproof way to make a lot of money being a real estate investor or something like that. Forgot what the actual title of the article is, but the idea is this is a way anybody, you don't have to be smart, you can be really stupid if you want. In fact, I know some pretty stupid people who are also stupid rich, and they followed this formula, and I intend to do the same thing. So this is nothing fancy or complicated here. It's about how to invest properly in real estate and why most people don't go about it the right way. So first of all, you have to understand the difference between an asset and a liability. If you have not read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it is absolutely required reading. It's not optional, right? An asset is basically anything that puts money into your pocket, and a liability is anything that takes money out of your pocket. So your home, the one that you live in, your primary residence, is a liability. You're paying a mortgage. It's draining money out of your pocket every month. You got mortgage, you got property taxes, you've got repairs, you've got maintenance. This is your primary residence. It's a liability, all right? Now, an asset is something that puts money into your pocket. And most people, when they buy a house, they look at it as an investment. They say, hey, you know, this is an investment for me. I'm treating it as an investment. Look, real millionaires, the real wealthy people out there, they don't look at their primary residences as assets. They look at them as liabilities. What you want is assets, and you want a whole bunch of assets. And an asset is a property, or it could be a stock, or it could be a business, but in the context of real estate, an asset is going to be a property that generates cash for you and have other people pay your mortgage. So the foolproof way to get started, or even not to get started, the foolproof way to make money in real estate is buy a duplex, okay, or a triplex or a fourplex, but I would start with a duplex because they're cheaper. Live in one, rent out the other. Now before you buy it, you got to consider a couple of things. Number one, where are you going to buy it? I recommend an area that's obviously nice and one that you're familiar with and one that you're willing to live in, all right? Number two, look at the purchase price and then look at what the mortgage would be for you. If you put 3% down, 5% down, or maybe 10% down. If you're a first-time home buyer in California, you can get away with 3% down, or you can get away with 5 or 10% down if you're not, if it's gonna be your primary residence, okay? And that's the key to this whole thing is you live in one unit of the duplex, you rent out the other unit, and hopefully the rent that you can collect, and you're gonna have to do some homework, and this is where a realtor like myself or anyone else can help you figure out what the rent would be. Is it enough to pay the entire mortgage? That'd be awesome. If not, is it enough to at least pay more than half of the mortgage? Because then you're basically getting a bargain on what you're paying for rent, right? So it may not be a full asset yet, but it's not a full liability either, like where you're currently living. Your current mortgage is a liability. If you're renting an apartment, that's a liability as well. So do that. You can put down 3% if it's your primary residence, and then in 6 months you can continue living there, or you can move out, buy another one, and now you have 2 units that are renting in your duplex. So now that should definitely pay more than pay for the duplex. Now it's an asset. Now it's a complete asset, right? And you can do the same thing in your other duplex that you purchase. You may have to put more down because you're not a first-time home buyer, but it's still going to be your primary residence. So you can still get away with 5, maybe 10% down. At the most, 20%, but you could probably do 10% down because it's a primary residence. So just keep doing that. Keep repeating the process. And the exit strategy, there's 3 ways to exit from this, and we're going to get into cap rates and all that kind of stuff in my actual blog post. So if you're watching this on my website, make sure you read the article. If you're watching it on YouTube, I'm going to link to my article here. But there's 3 exits from this. Number 1, my favorite, and the one that should be your favorite too, because it really generates wealth, is just keep it. Just keep renting it out, keep raising rents. Don't worry about price appreciation or depreciation, because you're really doing this for the cash flow. You don't care what the market does as far as the value of your home. It can go up or down, it can go sideways, whatever it is. As long as you're cash flowing every month, it's a property you want to keep. Now the trick is with cap rates, so anywhere from like 8 to 20% is good, depending on whether you use your own money or whether you finance most of it. So if you finance most of it, your cap rate's going to be higher because you're not actually using your own money. If you're paying all cash, which you're not going to do yet, but you could do eventually, your cap rate's going to be lower, but you've got an asset generating tremendous income right away. So buy and hold is the way to go here. That's one exit plan, if you want to call it an exit plan, although it's really not an exit. The second option is to refinance it. So let's say the market does appreciate, and now you have some equity in the property. You can refinance it, take some money out, maybe open up business, or what I would do is buy more real estate and just repeat the process. So you could refinance it. Exit 3 is you can sell the property. Let's say you need some cash, you have a medical emergency, or you are starting a business, or you just found some better opportunities in another state for real estate, because you're not limited to just your state. Repeat the process, sell and buy more, or invest in whatever it is you want to invest in, or just keep the cash. Those are the 3 exit strategies. If you follow this is, by the way, not something I came up with, right? Any fool can do this. You don't need to be an MBA. You don't need to be an economics professor to do this. This is common sense, and unfortunately, most people are not doing this. They're still treating their primary residence as an investment when it's really a liability. And this is coming from a realtor, right? I want you to buy a primary residence. I want you to buy it with me. At the end of the day, it is what it is. It's a liability. I have a liability. I own a primary residence. I'm paying a mortgage, but I supplement that with a lot of assets. I own properties in Arizona, several more through California, some commercial buildings. So that's the beauty about assets, is if you have enough of them, you can afford luxuries and liabilities. You can afford nice cars, vacations. That's how the rich finance all their activities, their yachts, anything like that, is because they have enough assets producing enough cash every month that they can afford all these other liabilities. Most people can't afford those liabilities, and they finance them anyways, and they get in deep trouble, deep debt. That's not what you want to do. All right, so that's the way to go about it. This is the foolproof way to invest in real estate. You start small with a duplex, live in one, rent the other, continue doing this. Eventually you can start buying all cash, and your cap rates are going to be smaller, but you've got cash flow, and you're playing the cash flow game, and you're not playing the I hope the market goes up, so let me cross my fingers game. All right, read the article. Let me know your thoughts on this. Unfortunately, more people need to, not unfortunately, but more people need to read this and see this video, and more people need to look at real estate investing in this light. Look at it as a cash flow generating asset, rather than hoping and praying that my property is going to go up in value. All right, Dan from sphererealestate.com. Thanks for watching. Reach out to me anytime, 949-415-6256, and hope you enjoy. Thanks. Bye-bye.